Okay, so I started the recording. Let me show you something first. So Canton, where is the course? Batch space. So this is the course. Alright, content. Alright, first thing first, the homeworks. See, I had a new one here. I forgot to put it here. Homework number 8. Alright, you see, I have actually two new homeworks, homework 7 and 8. The 8 goes with, let me show the 8. Alright, 8 goes with what happened in last class. Okay, so I have something else to show you as well. This homework number 5, 6. Seen I did grade pretty much everything. So when I was grading 5, let me open the 5. Okay, I saw some of the students didn't complete all of it. Okay, so could be for so many reasons. It could be like, you are only seeing the first page, you didn't see the second page. If that could be the issue, then you can resubmit. Okay, whatever is missing. So I'm gonna update the grade. Everybody understand this? All right, so the same thing I believe is with homework number 6, where I've seen like many students had the same issue. So homework number 6, opening homework number 6, even in homework number 7, I think I started grading, I saw the same thing. Okay, so homework number 6. Okay, I found many students just did this first one. Okay, they just didn't finish the second one, and I understand the reason behind it, because after the first one there is a space that could give a feeling like there is nothing else on this homework. But unfortunately I couldn't put both of them in same page, because the second one is obviously bigger, as you can see. Okay, so anyway, so if you'd like to resubmit with the second one, and then you'd be getting the full points. Whenever you do the resubmit, it's gonna pop up to me that some new submissions happen over there, so I'll automatically update the grade. Okay, that's with the homework. Now with the exam, there is an exam in next class. Everybody remember, right? I did announce it last week. Okay, so the exam, the midterm, we're gonna have, I already created the questions. We're gonna have 4 questions. Okay, everybody, I want everybody stop doing whatever you are doing. Very important thing about the exam. Okay, announcement. So there are 4 questions. Out of those 4 questions, first of all, you have the class time to deal with the exam. Class time means like 1 or 50 minutes, right? Out of those 4 questions, you have to do the first 2. You have to do the the first 2 are from the homeworks. So I would say, like, the first 2, to do well, you got to review all the homeworks. Okay, all the homeworks that so far you submitted, everything. Now, unlike the homeworks where you are given with a file, drawing file, you won't be given with anything. You are given with just the drawings. Okay, we're gonna do, I mean, as a practice, we're gonna do one drawing at least, like what kind of drawing that you might expect in the exam, right? We're gonna do just one drawing, but the other 2 drawings are completely out of nowhere, like you haven't seen them thing before, right? So I mean, obviously I got it from different source, but those 2 drawings are challenging question for you. The first 2 that I said is already open secret, right? I'm saying like it's from the homework. So as long as you do all the homeworks, you can guarantee 50 points. Make sense? So like everybody can have almost a passing grade, right? The other 2, if you do something, I'm gonna give you passing grade. So there's no way you're gonna fail. Okay, if you do your due diligence. Now those who are good and I mean did like work, they should be able to do all 4 and get 100 out of 100. Does it make sense? All right, so that's about the home exam. Any question? And the exam will be in on Monday, and you see how weather affects the thing. I mean, unfortunately, I had to be late. I was like that 13 minutes ish. Like by the time I'm here, it's 12 or something. Okay, so if something happened on that day, on the exam day, so what you'd be seeing, I'm gonna give you. So the exam, I already put it in Brightspace. So I'm gonna make the exam available to you at 9. So you won't be losing 1 single minute for the exam. Does it make sense? So the exam will be available to you online anyway at 9. At 9 means 9. It makes sense? So I had the options to set it up when the exam will be available to you. So I put the exam available time just on the class time at 9. Okay, so that means you don't have to wait for me. When we're gonna, I mean, I'm gonna come. Don't worry, I'm gonna come before 9 anyway. But I'm just saying, like, you know, if this kind of thing have happened, then you know the question is in Brightspace. Okay, you just come here, open the Brightspace, and it won't be available to you before 9, even if you come before, right? It will only available to you at 9, exactly at 9. Okay, so that's about the exam question. The other things, what is allowed, what is not allowed. Obviously, no work with the homework that you did before is allowed here. Okay, so like, you know, if you submit already submitted homework here, which you might have saved it somewhere, I won't be accepting it. Okay, and we have a way to trace when that work was done. Okay, so if you did that, you're gonna get 0 out of 100. You understand? That's a cheating, clear cheating. Not only that, I can also report it to Academic Integrity Committee. I don't want to do any of this. Okay, this is the worst thing I want to do, right? I don't want to do that. Okay, just want to give you a very, very clear warning. Okay, so don't try to do that. That submitted homework you are redoing it. No, don't do that. Okay, do it from scratch. You have the time. You can practice it during the exam. You do it by yourself. Okay, just like any other students. Okay, everyone understand? All right. So again. So those homeworks that you did already had probably something given to you as a drawing file where something already drawn, but you won't be given anything. So it's just a picture given to you, like no drawing file. You have to do it from scratch. Remember that, okay? And it is possible. You can do it, okay? You won't be ever given with something like that homework thing that the way it was, right? We're going to give you something. They're going to give you a drawing and say, like, draw it, right? So that is the usual case, and that is what you'll be seeing. Anyway, but you are allowed to use the book. Okay, it's the open book, not the open notes. It's an open book exam. What it means? It's an open book exam means like, you know, 2 questions. It's actually given the instruction over there, right, in the book. But the difference is, in the book, they have already some template over there, right? So you are not given with the template. So I would say, like, you know, don't waste your time to explore that. Rather, you try to practice at home as exam preparation, like everything from scratch. Okay, once you do that, then you don't have to worry about that. But since it's open book, it could be helpful to you if you forgot something. Okay, as long as you know about the book. Okay, and notes wise, if you are interested to explore the PowerPoint during the exam, you are allowed to do that also. Does it make sense? So the PowerPoints also, the summary of the book. That's why I'm saying the PowerPoints are also allowed. PowerPoints and the book, those 2 things are only allowed. Any question with the exam? I think I did clarify everything the best way possible. So I guess let me start with a drawing first as exam prep. Okay, I'll just do one drawing, and I have planned to start with a new chapter where I'm not going to cover too much. Okay, just few stuff. Okay, that's the plan. But I guess the exam thing is more important. Okay, so let me try to open something for you. So I have a bunch of drawings. I'm gonna show it to you. Alright, those who are watching the video lecture, you won't be able to see it because I'm gonna show you the practice for the exam prep. You won't be seeing it, those who are watching the video, because I'm gonna show it from my laptop. Okay, so laptop. Alright, why don't you start with this easy drawing, everyone? So the idea here is maybe we can do another one. Okay, this is so easy. Okay, so idea is like, you're gonna start drawing this, and I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna try to help in person, and then I'm gonna try to draw it myself at the end. Okay? So that could be a good practice session. Yeah, everybody stop doing whatever you're doing. Start doing this practice, okay? What you're seeing on the screen. No, this is not from book. I said like 2 questions coming directly from the book and 2 from outside of the book. I have so many other books as well. So those are from other books. The practice that we are doing from other books. I have like hundreds, if not thousands, of different drawings that I can use for exam or any other things or project. This one is so easy. If I were to you, I would probably use the polyline. Are you guys using the polyline?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be using polyline because it's just one after another. Okay. And I'll be using the polar snap. Okay. And there are these angles which are not common angle like 144, right? If you remember, I'll be at that angle, right, on the polar snap, like this 144, right? Remember how to do that, everyone? Okay. So that's probably where you will gonna struggle, okay? If you don't know how to deal with the polar snap. And don't worry, like, I'm gonna give you some time to finish it, and then see me walking around, so you can ask me any question whenever you see me. Okay. Oh no, it's not. You see me walking around, and I saw the first one is done by Alex and Ethan. Ethan is. Oh, just 1 second. Sorry. The computer is fully charged, so don't worry. So Ethan and Alex are done. Ethan, Alex, you have any question with this? If you don't have any question, just do whatever you were doing before. Caleb is almost done. Amelia is almost done. You have any question? Then once you're done, then do whatever you're doing. Angela, you're doing good. Yes. You're done? Mm-hmm. Perfect. Which one? That 9.78 and then 18.34. All right. If they don't give you the angle, 144. No, it is not. If they don't give you the angle, you may wanna come from the other end. Yeah, in that angle you may be able to find. If that one is 144, right?
So I have 144 on as snapping, but it's not snapping.
Oh, so you started from the top, right, Lucas? So if you started from the top, I believe you are here, right? So if you're here, then you gotta find this angle or this angle, right, to do the snap. What is this angle? It's not 144, right?
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So I would say I would probably start from this point. That would be much easier. But you can find this angle.
Yeah.
If you want, I can help you to find this angle.
No, I can.
Okay. Okay. That's tricky. Finding that angle is very tricky. You got it? Yeah? Okay, perfect. Got it here? Okay. The dimension. Because the dimension goes with the other dimensions. Next. But you don't have to do it. Yeah, the same problem you're having. You want to go from here, and this angle, you're going to go on that angle. Let me help you to find that angle, okay? That angle was not given. Okay, let me open the OneNote and give you that angle, okay? I saw some of you started from the bottom. So let me work with that angle. Okay, so I know some of you are struggling with the angle. I did work with the angle. Let me show you the angle. You see? So that angle is 126 because that one is 54. This one is 36. So 90 plus 36 is 126. Okay? I mean, if I would be you, I would even not go from top to bottom. I would probably, my start point would be, I mean, that angle 126 only when you're going to start from the top, you need that angle. If you start from here, then you need that. If I would be you, I would be probably starting my point, the start point, this point. You see, everybody? If you're gonna start with this point, so then you don't have to deal with that angle, okay? You just go one after another. Now that's very important in drawing. How you are making the plan. Making a plan in drawing is so important. Before you jump into the drawing, like think about the whole thing, like how you're gonna execute the whole thing, okay? Okay, so how many of you are done with that? Please raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and rest are still working on that, right? So rest, can you do me a favor? Please take a picture of this, okay? And don't worry, I'm gonna come and work it in person, and I'm gonna do it myself as well. But I'd like to give the second one. So rest who are working with this still, please take a picture of that. I'd like to show a second one, so those who are done, they can work with another one, okay? And then whoever is not done yet, I'm gonna go in person and help them to finish this, okay? How about that? Everybody took a picture who haven't finished it, right? Perfect. So then I'd like to show something more interesting to others. See if you can draw this one. You see the drawing, right? And then those who are done with the first one, try this one, and that is it. We won't be doing any more practice, okay? And then I'm gonna start with something new, a new chapter, like chapter 7. I'm gonna start with chapter 7. I'm gonna give you something new, okay? But before that, I'm gonna give you a break, okay?
It's still not signed.
Why don't you go with I know you right. Oh, this 144.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
See, the 144 is there. See, you gotta
When it
get.
should do.
No, you gotta do.
Oh,
It is confusing. No, not this one. I choose this one. Even if you choose this one, but the problem is, you see, 144, it goes like this other way. So you got to subtract this 144 from 180, and whatever that angle is. You got to put that angle as manual angle. You're done with that, right? You're done with the previous drawing?
Oh, yeah, just.
Yeah, you don't need to show. You don't have to show. When you're done with this one, you need help? Oh. The previous one you're doing, right? The one that I showed before. I'll go this way. This way, you know the 144. Do you know that angle? Oh. That angle was not shown. You have to do the math. This angle, do you know this angle? This angle, this angle that you put. You don't know this angle. So you have to calculate this angle. That's why this is not a right way. I mean, I'm not saying you can't find that angle, you have to do the geometry for that. Rather, you don't go this way, you go this way. Alright? So you draw this line and then you draw this line. So this is 144, right? So 180 is subtracting 144. Whatever that angle, you're gonna add this angle here. Do you understand what I'm saying? So 180 minus 144. Whatever that angle, you gotta add this angle here. Go to the snap here.
yeah.
You know that, right? But that not this 144. That's the different angle, right? Yes. Okay. Okay. So just to be safe side, what you wanna do? You see, you can take a picture of that. Okay. Next time it won't be happening this way. Yeah, everybody take a picture of that. Okay. The only way it will not gonna go away is that I'll change the setting of my laptop, which I don't want to do it now because of the time issue. Or I need to put the power on. The laptop does a full charge. I'm gonna do it. Alright. Okay. Remember, planning is so important, okay, in drawing. Before when you jump into anything, you do plan how you're gonna execute the whole thing. You're done with us? Yes, you say.
So How do you figure out the line? I don't understand.
It will become okay.
Because there's no line. I can guess.
Okay, if yeah, I guess like if you come up to this point and draw a line from here to here like that, you will hypothalamus and then just connect those 2 points. That way it will gonna serve.
Oh.
And then you can make it a polyline, like you know how to do it. Yeah, join them. How do you change the font size of the page? Do you change the font size of the page?
No, this is just one. No, I'm just doing this.
Lucas, did you put the annotation? Who's the annotation? Yeah, and see if you can change the size of the dimension, font size. Just any dimension. For nice is there. It's there. It's small. It's there. Oh, it's small. So you
I forgot this existed.
see it in put some comparison and change the dimension of this. I'll let you do whatever. I mean, yeah, I'll figure it out. Let's see what is going on. Lucas, type dim style, DIMSTYL, dim style.
Oh yeah, it didn't stop.
Dim style is working. Daryl. It has changed the size. So dim style show you this. That's the text height. Text height. Yes.
Yeah, that works. 10's a little big.
Hey, Jenna. Yeah, forget it out. Remember the issue we had? The text and type. Go to the previous one. You had it. Did you read it? Okay. Just put any intention. You are having issues. I see. So now you'd like to make payment, right? So the way you can do it, type here D step. D-I-N. No, not M. D-I-N-T.
I do it at 1.
Huh?
Just 1 for the dimension for it.
You change it to one.
Yeah. 1 looks good.
So on the TV style, what did you do? Like this?
So dim style,
Yeah, plus dim style, right?
and then modify on the right,
you did the modify.
and then click on the top with text, and then text height.
Showing.
And then just set that at 1.
Okay. What did you do? You type on command
So
the settings. Now, how did you come up with that? No, so I mean you typed. Oh, and then press enter.
Enter.
And then modify.
Modify and then text.
Here. See. This is so yours is just I'll put it back. Just take a picture next time, okay? Let me put my charger on. That way, it won't be going anywhere. Okay, once you're done with the second one, let me know. I'm gonna give you more, okay? I want you to practice as much as you can. Alright. So this time it's not gonna go away. Alright. Is it good?
I'll take a picture.
Yeah. Take a picture of that so you won't be having issues. The second one is a little tricky. If you are having issues, let me know. Obviously you're seeing you gotta use the fillet option, right? Fillet option, you gotta do the stand, you gotta do the trim. So I mean this is a kind of a complete drawing. Like so far whatever you learned, you can implement all of it here. So done here. Then do whatever. Just you can put some dimensions and see if you have it there. So if I'd be you, I'll be probably let me put some strategy here. How I would be solving if I'd be your condition. Everybody took a picture of this, right? All right. So let me talk a little bit about this drawing. If I'll be in your position, how I'll be track this one. Okay, I'll be obviously using the polyline for sure. Okay, if I'm going to use the polyline, then the problem is I can't draw. So I'm going to draw a little bit, move this thing, move here. So that I'm going to show. So I'll be probably doing like start point from for this drawing is from this bottom left corner, and then polyline obviously, and then I'm gonna go with a straight line, and then I'm gonna go up with a straight line with the dimension, and then I'm gonna go here. I'm not gonna worry about the fillet at this point. Okay, my goal would be to draw something rectangular. Okay, so I'll be go up to this point, and then I'll be go up, right, and then I'll be go on the left again, then go down, go left, and go down again. Okay, so I'll have the shell first. Okay, let me draw it because I can't obviously draw in that other screen. I have to draw it here in my laptop, and then I'm going to show it to you shortly. Just 1 second. Now what is happening here? Okay. All right, so I was talking about this, then I'm gonna draw this line like this up. All right, now let me quickly show you. So that's what I was showing. Oh. All right, so that's what I was saying. Like I'd be probably drawing that first. Okay, that should be your base. If you don't draw a base, you will be having some issue. Okay, that should be your start point. Once you have the base and you can start the snap option on and snap midpoint, then this could be considered, the midpoint of the top line could be considered once the midpoint could be, center could be considered as a center point for the how many circles we have here? 1, 2, 3 circles. Okay, so you can draw all those 3 circles here based on this midpoint of the top line. Everybody understand that? All right, once you had that, okay, so once you had that, then there is an interesting one. Let me do that thing first. Okay, let me do this thing, and then I'm going to show it to you shortly. So I'm saying like you want to draw all these circles. So you have like 1 circle. It's a little difficult to draw it using freehand. So 1 circle, 2 circle, and then 3 circle, and then based on that you can draw an arc, or you can draw another circle. Okay, so let me quickly show it to you what I'm saying. So strategy wise, I should be drawing like this. Everybody see that? Bunch of circle. So the last the outer, the biggest circle that I drawn, I'm gonna use the trim option to cut that portion of the circle later on. Okay, but initially I'm gonna have the circle like that. Okay, and then obviously I have this 4.8. There's a line 4.8 from the bottom that I got to draw over there, and then there's 2 more lines apart from 1.6 and 1.6. Several ways you can do that. Okay, let me show you one easiest technique. Okay, I'm going to use a different color, and again this drawing could be completely, the strategy could be completely different person to person. Okay, you don't really have to stick with me at all, the way that I'm showing, because that's how the drawing is always. Okay, let me see, I can help you with some strategies. So say like I'm gonna easiest technique I'm gonna show it to you. So I'm gonna have a line here, and I'm gonna move this line. Okay, 4.8. All right, and then I'm gonna have another line here. All right, let me show it to you what I just did. So this could be another way of solving. Okay, see, what I did, I draw a line at the bottom, okay, a little bit bigger or smaller, doesn't matter, with a different color, just to show to you that I had another line over there, okay. Or if you had the initial line as a polyline, you explode that, you have a bottom line, and you can use the copy option to copy it. That's another thing. Our goal, today's class goal, is to learn the copy, okay. So that if you don't do copy, you wanna do like move. The move options, we learned it in last class, right? Everybody learned the move. Remember the move, right, Jason? So if you draw a line at the bottom, you can move this line to 4.8. If it's in inch, 4.8 inch up. Can you do that? It should be done, right? Using the base and that distance, right? Easily. And the same thing, you can do this 1.6. You can draw another line 1.6 in this side, another line not 1.6, another line 1.6 in this side, and then 1.6 inch left. You can move that one. The same thing is true for the left side of the line. You can draw another line. You can move that line to right side 1.6 inch. Now once you move all those three lines, you see what happened now. You can use the trim options to cut. You can do the quick trim, right? There are two trim options like quick and standard. I don't even bother going with the standard. If you're gonna do the trim, then you can trim those extra length that is here. You see where my mouse is. You can trim this. You can trim this. You can trim this. You can trim this side, like the extra side. You can trim this also, and that way you're gonna have something on the middle. So let me do this drawing and then show it to you again. All right, so I'll say, oh sorry, the same mistake I did. How come? I'm gonna move this thing here, and then I'm gonna make it like this, and then I'm gonna erase some of this thing. So all right, then you're gonna have the middle one is gonna show up like that. Everybody got it? Once you have the trim options on. So now whatever I said here, I can show to you like in actual drawing shortly after. I'm gonna walk around and I'm gonna entertain if you have any individual questions. Okay. Now I like to keep this thing. This is for strategy only. I was showing it to you. I'm gonna keep the original drawing. Okay. So you have all the dimensions and everything. So now I'm gonna walk around. You let me know if you have any questions. So I'm gonna help you draw this. Okay. And as I said, there could be thousands different ways or even more that you can draw it. It doesn't need to be magic that you think that I showed it to you. Your ultimate goal is to get the final drawing, okay? Whatever way you can achieve that. That's it done. You take a break, do whatever. Then I just have two small things to cover. I'm gonna take, I guess, like another 5-10 minutes. So if you're done in the drawing, you can take a break, 5-10 minutes. By 10:30, come back. Okay. If you're done with the drawing, or stay here, do whatever you're doing. Here, associated here, see, this is what I was trying to do. So here, you need to change this commas. Change this commas. So yeah, so this is what my plan. This is what my plan is to show to you. Whatever this appears, and as you said it, this is what it changed this distance. So if you understand that, you can be looked at. Understand? This drawing is really tricky. The one that you are seeing here, if you can finish this drawing comfortably without any help, that means you'll be really good shape for example. Okay. As I said, like if you're done with that, I see some of you are done. If you're done with that, then do whatever, take a break, come back at 10:30. Okay. I just have a few more things to cover. Yes. Oh yeah. So the way I did actually. So how you do not sure. So the way I did is I had a line there at the bottom. I just moved that line to here, the bottom of the rectangle. Okay, and then this side and this side. So I have a line here, right? So I draw another line, so I move that line. Okay, it should be a little bit bigger. Right, so I do have the line. So I can move this line, right? Move this line. Whatever the distance that line is. It's 4.8. No, that is not that trick. I'm sorry. It's 4.8 plus 2 plus 2%. Yeah, so it's 0.5. So then 4.8 plus 0.5 is what? 5.3. Yes. So this line is to move 5.3 up. So the base point will be this way, and then it is to move to the right. Okay, so now you have the base. Now this way, once you have this side of the line, like you have to join the so that line is another line is moved here, and the line is moved from this side to here. Diameter is 4.8, so that means yeah. Now you can see now. So the inner one is 3.6 is the diameter, so that means what, 1.8, right? And 2.4, yes. You got it. It will take some time. Anyone else need help with this drawing? Everything's good. Jason, you need some help?
Maybe,
Just one second. I probably have to change some settings. Laptop. Alright, what's up, Jason? What do you need help with? The way I did is Yeah, you had this line. Is it like 5.3 from the bottom? It's, no, it's 4.8 from the, yeah, that line, like the middle line, right? Alright, so if I be, why did you try this? So if I want to, just bigger one. And then I will move this line to open it, you said? Now you have this line. See, how did I do that? What do you have to do? You like move this to what? 1.6? So here maybe? You just need to make sure there's a snap. This snap to 194. So 1.6 is okay. You have this line. But can you do the other line this way? Okay, you are ready to do that. But I want to try on the circuit here. Where is the circuit? 5 minutes time, right? So why do you have to, why am I doing you have the radius, right? 5 minutes. What is that? Huh? Specify. Is it like until specify? Okay. So then factor 7, 11.5. Okay, so then you have to draw another line here, move that line, and then you use the trim option and trim all of this just to show you how to trim this. So the trim, you click on the trim, right, and then see, just move anywhere, and it's in quick trim mode, right? And you know how to change it from quick trim to standard. You see, it's in quick, right? But you want to keep the quick. Quick is easier. See how easy it is. Alright. See? It's super easy, right? So now you'll have another line here. The trim. You don't have you're gonna have another line here, you're gonna move that line and then trim. Got it?
Yep.
And again, it could be different from student to student, the technique, whatever technique you'd like to follow. Maybe you will. I have a feeling you guys are gonna do well in exam. At least those who are here, most all of you. Yes.
So, which of these dimensions? So, my line was 18. So, what's the one?
Do you wanna really go up to 18? I'll probably go with 18 subtracting the 4.1 because the outside stuff is equal to, right? Alright, see, Lucas, you have 18 from the top to bottom, right? 4 point, you see like the outside circle is 8.2 diameter, so it's half of this, is like 4.1, right? So 18 minus 4.1, So that's how. Understand? I'm seeing still some time needed. It doesn't actually require for me to study a new topic. Um, I'd like to keep the class as a practice today. Okay, I don't want to. I mean, I had planned to start with chapter 7. So much material I wanted to cover. And I really don't like to rush anything. I mean, we lost like almost half an hour and almost 1 hour done for this class. Okay. And I'm seeing still some students are working with the second drawing. Okay, I don't feel like it's a good use of rest of the class time pushing. Rather, I would like to focus on the second drawing and make sure everybody's done. If you're done already, show it to me, no question or anything, then you are actually done. Okay, you can leave today for this class. Okay? I actually had planned, as I said, for chapter 7, but it's all right. We can deal with chapter 7 on next week from today. Yes, sir. Put some dimension and make sure that you have that.
And would you show those or are those just the
No, that is just a you know how to change. I was talking about how to change the text style. You gotta do the D style. Dimension I didn't teach you yet, which you'll learn which will come at some point. Type DIN style, DINS style. And that's the whole. Double. Yeah, you can even change it to a smaller size if it feels like a little bigger. I think it feels like a little bigger. Yeah, and don't leave until you finish. I mean, if you're done with that, if you want, that's not part of it. I don't want it in the exam. You can start putting the dimension and see that you have it correct. Okay? So that's my suggestion. Because when I'll be grading your paper, okay, I'll be checking the dimension. That makes sense? You don't have to display the dimension, but I'll be checking the dimension, okay? So you will know, like, if you are doing it correctly. If the dimension is wrong, you know well ahead, so you won't be losing any points during the exam, okay? I'll make sure that all the dimensions are okay. Okay, Alex, try to see the dimensions. As I said, like, in the exam, I don't want you to put the dimension because I didn't teach you the dimension yet. I just want to make sure that you got the 2 points. I'm going to check the dimensions correct or not. If you can draw these, the second one that I have, by yourself without having any issue, then I'd say you are in good shape in exam. And in exam, make sure that you know how to draw the polygon. Okay, you'll be seeing polygons. We did learn polygons in one class. Okay. We're not seeing any polygons here on these 2 exercises that we had today. Yes. It has to come. Yeah, I think by taking a look, I know it's wrong. You are just missing one more circle. There's one circle in between. That's the circle. The outside circle, the bigger circle that you had, you might have to do the trimming. I'm not sure. Or maybe you put the dimensions wrong. But I'm going to help you, don't worry, Angel. The exam might take less than an hour for you if you are really comfortable. I mean, for some, it may take like 10, 25 minutes max. For some, it may take the whole time. But you have like 1 hour and 50 minutes anyway. You should be alright. And as I was saying, like, you know, I didn't teach the dimension yet. If you're going to put the dimension in the exam, that could be helpful to you.
I'm trying to get the top of this.
Oh, yeah.
It's easy. I'm trying.
If you want to go with like, there is
Oh.
yeah, it's okay. That is.
Yeah.
Angel, so the bottom distance is 1. I think you are saying
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
it
you're
is-
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
Too
from
far.
there to this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, correct. See. The dimension is not And you know, in symmetric drawing, you don't have to put both sides. You know, right?
Yeah.
And ideally, you don't want to put it like this way. You want to put it like here somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, as long as you're not showing extension. The only problem is now is 18.0. Let's see if we can solve this. It is 18. Yep. Yep, you got it. You got it. This way.
I hate that you can't do that. See, but it's not following the straight line.
It's not letting you.
See,
Tangent.
see how it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know why it's not.
Tangent. For dimension, the tangent is important. Come on.
Well, let me.
Uh,
This is still not. That's weird. Like, let me keep that bottom there.
yeah. Keep to the bottom. And then, yeah, put it there. Should be.
Figured it out. We're
Good
good.
job. Oh, you got it.
The only thing that's different is that if it gets to the 8.2, it changes the size. Because I did the 3 point change.
Great.
With the site.
Have you learned how to
You want to have everything once it's a school. Or according to your guidelines, this is 8.
It is it. He got it.
see next to text?
Problem maybe.
Oh,
Yeah, see dimension. And so
If it is 8.2, that means it will gonna go a little farther down, right? But if the 3 point could be still the same.
Yeah, one of the
That
circles.
means most likely the distance
If you
from
click on
here
one
to
of the
here
sides of the circle,
like
is not correct. What is this?
Oh, wait, hold on.
That radius is this. It just.
Yeah, I can see why the problem is. You see,
When you-
yellow,
when
you
you
see
do
there is a
dimension,
horizontal line
click
where the
dimension,
fillet ends.
and then-
So that is your extra.
Sorry, that's what you did.
You see the where the fillet ends at the bottom, on the right
Now
side?
click on
This?
No, the fillet, where my highlight.
So, click on-
Yeah, where the fillet ends, that's the extra. The fillet should end here. No, you see,
Now,
from
you can
this
see.
point where the highlight is,
That's
to
the
here,
radius.
that's the extra. It's
Oh,
supposed to
okay.
come here. So
For the
that's
diameter.
your extra
That's
point.
the diameter
Okay.
of that circle. So
See?
it just gives the measurements of your
And now,
circle.
the way to remedy this issue,
So,
I guess,
for instance,
if I
do
do-
dimensioning it.
I'm
So
gonna
on the
from
bottom of
this line
square.
2.1 here, move this line,
All the way
2.1
here.
here, right? And move it new.
On the, so on the bottom of that square on the side.
Again, this point needs to move down 2 point.
Yeah, so you see 12.
Okay, so I'm gonna probably draw a
His
line. I'm just
dimensions.
saying the remedy now. I'm not getting it from the beginning of
His dimensions is 12.
right.
So what
there's
he's
a
saying
line
is when you do your,
Why do I do that?
if those measurements are off, you're not getting full.
Maybe.
It's
just a
He's
maybe.
gonna be checking
Have
the
a
dimensions to make sure that you did. it
And
correctly. So,
okay.
as long as you did it correctly. I'm sure he'll teach
I
how to
just
use
don't
the
think it's.
dimensions.
We're wanting.
Did you start a plank for this?
Yeah, it does. So,
So what I'm saying, like, that line, I'd like to move it to point 1. And then at the midpoint of that line, I'm gonna draw all the surface again. Yeah, and then. You understand what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
And you gotta do this in the sweeping and all sorts of things gonna come in play. You wanna do that, right? It's a tiny issue with this point 1 here. Somebody else raised the hand, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Stacy.
It says my dimensions are off on circle.
Let me put that thing over there.
yeah, it should be 18. Perfect.
Mm.
So, and again, in his drawing, he has 18, so that's perfect. And then here, dimension, he wants a radius on this one. So you click on the curve, and you see the radius on it. So 5 seconds, which is
Okay, so
and then
how can I help you?
is spacing between here and here. It's 50. This point here is 1.6, which is exactly what it is. So again, this is just to check your work to make sure that you did shit. So again, I'm gonna select it here. That should be.
This line is
So yours is.
That's good.
So if you don't get the circle right, select part of the circle. So again, he wants 2, 4. Perfect. And then
This is what I see.
on the angle, see how it's
But in this dimension is very small. You have to make the dimension very big. So you try to do steps.
So you
And then modify this.
all of you do circles.
We have up to this is correct. Now from this point on to the top of this. So see, 18 minus 4.1 is what?
What's the rate
Is
of
it 9.9? You see what I'm doing? 8.2 is the tangent. See, right? So half of this is 4, right? And from the bottom to the top of this thing is 18, right? See that? So 18 minus 4.1, 4.1. So that should be a line here. Okay. So to do that, let me see.
So, yeah, so for that.
Okay, let me draw a line.
Or, I mean, like I said, there's a
This.
Yeah, yeah.
The line I just did.
Yeah, everything is
So
circle.
this one, big one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you could
Do what line?
and then probably.
18 minus 4.1 is what?
You know, so there's,
I
you
put
know,
that?
there's so many different ways.
Sure, right?
Yeah, so.
Right? Oh, it is accepted. I don't see an issue. See? That line is accepted. So what is the issue?
Look at the dimensions on bigger circle parts.
Oh, that's 4. That should be 4.1. You see? So, where to solve it? I would probably just. And see, the problem I am having. See, there is extension here. There shouldn't be an extension. You understand that point 1 is having issues. That's why we will look for it. Make sense? So I'm gonna probably trim it. Quick trim.
That's what I've been doing with you.
What I'm doing?
And you
Well,
can tell.
those,
See the
so,
curve on the
so these you can actually do.
see those too.
Quick trim.
Yeah,
Yes.
so this one.
Then, now I have the center here, right? I can now use this. Ah. What is it?
Dude, don't worry.
What is that? 8.2?
I got someone's on lost.
Ah. There's a problem.
The person.
This line.
This would have this. So like if this is
Blah, blah.
Yeah, definitely.
they're not gonna shimmy it out.
Yeah.
Well, so again.
Interesting thing happened, you know. Okay, so interesting thing happened because you had originally this thing. You understand what is happening here, right? No? So this I'm good. So I'm going to do this one as well. This one's good. So then what?
here, right? What is the radius here? What is that here, right? Another 1.6 here. Okay.
Now I should have what I wanted, right? Is it 8.2 now? The problem solved, Jason? Are you happy, Jason, now?
Yeah, it's done, but I can't do it.
You can't?
No,
Why?
I don't know.
What do you need help for? Okay. It is not coming to the exam. But what do you need help? In my strategy would be probably this is very advanced stuff I showed you obviously. This would be trivial. But my strategy would be if you're gonna draw this line, that you need drop, right? The polyline, and then go up straight to 4 and then go up to this point in that dimension as well. So and then go up to the polyline that dimension as well, right? And then go left here and the polyline is still continuing. Okay, you know that
Yeah,
direction
and
as
that's
well.
what all that base page that I ended up wrong. And I don't know why I ended up wrong.
That should be sure.
That's what I wanted to know.
You wanna try it again? Because I have a feeling like that 4.2, 4.1, which is like 8.2, right? That's where the calculation probably had a little bit of mistake when you were drawing the base. That 0.1 was missing. That was the reason you had all those things happen. But that is the easiest way to solve it. Like the remedy that I did, that's complicated for sure. I understand that. Like because that requires so many of tracing and everything that I did, right? The remedy is difficult. But the scratch, let's try it. I mean, we have a class too. But why don't you try the scratch first, okay? Try to draw the scratch and see what is happening. You need help?
No, I just want
You're done? Okay, let me come. Okay, Jason, why don't you draw the base, the polyline that I was talking? See if you can draw the base, okay? All right, you want to check? Oh, it's dead. It's dead. It's dead. Okay. There's a lot of work. I don't have time to fix it now, but the way. So the way I'm seeing, you should start at the base first. Okay, so this is probably this is 12. That is fine. Okay, and then from here. So this is 4. So this is 4. That's fine. The problem that I'm seeing is base. Okay, if I were you, so I have a problem. I can see the first stuff without glass. I can get it. Yes. No, I like the way it is. So okay, so you have this 1.6 there. So that line is to go 1.6. That's what the problem is. So the radius. Radius is 0.8. That's what the problem is. So if I were you, I have to probably drawing another line from here to.
It's going to be 1.6.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I have to probably do. Like drawing a line here 1.6, go up, finish the base, come back, and then okay. Angela got it, but it's just like requires a little bit of time tuning. Yes, what's up, man? it is standard, right? Yeah, it is standard. It is standard. But one thing that I'd like to do this drawing is the dimension. So this curve, and then yeah, I just figured out today. I forgot. Last time when I was using already long ago, I remember that. Now I forgot and I figured it out today. Okay, so you change it. Alright. Now, if you have all the dimensions correct, right? Okay, then that's good. Perfect. Jason, any luck? So what are those dimensions? 1.6? Are those 1.6? Can you check this? So I'll go wrong to check. Is I see that's supposed to be 1.6. Right? That's what the problem has. So the other thing I can help you with dimension. So there's something see, the dimension is too small. So the way to change this thing is you type here dim style. Dim style. So dim style, right? And then press enter and then change the bookmark. Change the text size to height. Do this one too. See, now it's much better. Right? But Jason, I feel like you can do it, right? You just have to go with like 1.6 and then go up. Hmm? Yeah, because the fillet is fillet. Yeah, the fillet actually start from the end to the top end. So it's just connecting. The fillet should be 1.6 means you want to go 1.6 and then go up. Make sense? Fillet is the latest one. Jason, we'll talk more after this, after the next class. Okay, I have time. You're good?
I have a question. So
Let me change your dimension. Dimension seems like a little small. So the way you can get dimension. So dim standard. What's the question? Why is 8? It should be 8.2. It should be 8.2. And the problem, I'm seeing the same problem. So your, that is 1.6. That is correct. And that is. This straight line, that's what the problem is.
Okay.
There shouldn't be any straight line. So that is your point 2 is missing here. Okay? You understand?
Yeah.
I gotta go to the next classroom. I have a class.
Okay.
I forgot your name. What's your name?
Jared.
Jared?
Mhm.
Jared, I now remember. Jared, do you have any question? Any more question? You have to kind of redraw. You know that, right?
Yeah.
If you, my suggestion would be in the exam, I may not be able to say that. Just to make it fair. What you want to do is like, if you are having this issue, redraw. That will take, and if you try to fix the drawing, that takes a lot of time.
Okay.
So the way,
Okay, so,
if I be you, what I'll be doing,
yeah,
Jared?
I guess on this one I got 5. So on this one I got 8.4.
No, it's just like this fillet where the problem happens. This is, I do have another class, I will not. See, this is where the problem happens. See, the fillet, you see there is extension. Did you see the extension?
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any extension. It should start from here.
Mm.
And the only way you can solve it, once you're going to draw the base, it needs to be 4 and then it needs to come here 1.6, go up to whatever the distance, then go here, whatever the distance 8.2, then go down to that whatever distance and then come up here again. Okay? So then you do the fillet here with these two lines. Then there won't be any extension like here. That and there. You've seen, see? Two
Yeah.
lines are separate. So that's what the problem is.
Okay.
Once your base, always remember, once your base is correct, okay, there's no way you can do the mistake. The base is the main thing. Jason, can you go to the next room and say like I'm coming, I have to start recording here. I forgot to put the recording on there.
Wait, is the diameter supposed to be 8.4? Or the length from here to here?
Diameter is 8.2,
8.2 is, okay, 8.2.
top one, and then 1.6 is the fillet radius.